This is music, and Thomas from the Mercyful Metal channel made me do this. Thomas from the Mercyful Metal channel has done it again. He's challenged the entire vinyl community, and this time he's appalled, he's angry, he's disappointed that we just keep buying new stuff without even listening to it. And he's gonna test us to see if we even know what we have in our collection, if we know what it sounds like. Now, he just thought it would be funny to, have us pick out some items from our collections that we maybe don't know that well. Maybe we don't remember what they sound like. Maybe we don't even know what they're doing in our collection. So it's a fun opportunity to explore what we have in our collections. Now, if you don't know Merciful Metal, check out the channel, especially if you like obscure 80s and early 90s metal on vinyl and don't give a shite about anything that was released after 95, then that channel is for you. Okay, so I thought this would be fun. I do a lot of blind buys, as you know, and I've always done that. That was the main MO back in the day when we didn't have the internet. Uh, we would just go out into the wild, flip through the CDs, the cassettes, even the vinyl records. And if we came across something that looked cool, we would just, I hope it sounds cool as well, and pick it up. We didn't have the internet, so it wasn't possible to check out music before buying it. Of course, we could borrow um, CDs and cassettes and vinyl from our friends. Or in my case, I could also go and pick up stuff at the local music library. But truth be told, in those cases, 9 times out of 10, we would just dub it onto a blank cassette tape. So I do a lot of blind buys, but I buy my music to listen to it. Um, I don't have a lot of sealed stuff in my collection. The sealed stuff I have is basically because I haven't had the time to listen to it yet. So yeah, I'm one of those people who listen to everything I have in my collection. And I found there's no rhyme or reason to what I remember and what sticks with me and what doesn't stick and so on and so forth. If there is rhyme and reason to it, I haven't figured out what it is yet. Anyways, Thomas wants us to show something we're listening to right now, or listened to recently, perhaps. Show that's just one album. Show two albums that we haven't listened to in a year or something like that. And then three albums that we can barely remember what they sound like. Maybe we don't even know what they're doing in our collection. Now, uh, when it comes to, sitting around at home, listening to stuff on my turntable, I've been listening to this one, Power Mad, Absolute Power. A lot of people say this cover artwork is absolute garbage. Of course, being the weirdo I am, I think it's kind of cool. This is excellent thrash metal. Uh, Kind of thrash metal, kind of traditional metal in places, and speed metal in places, but some really cool riffs and fantastic melodic vocals. And this does get very melodic in places, but this is really good stuff. And I've been spinning this. But when I've been out and about on my um, iPod, I've actually been listening to these right here by these guys right here. The Lethal Weapons. This is actually kind of synth wave, synth pop, synth rock, maybe, and it's really catchy. It's so much fun. So I've been listening a lot to that when I'm out and about. Okay, so two albums I haven't listened to in a year or so. I think I haven't listened to this uh, maybe in more than a year. I know it doesn't look like much. I do have the Digipack stored safely somewhere else. This is Zen, and it's called Rules, Jewels, Fools. This is what it actually looks like. This is a Portuguese alternative rock band with touches of punk and noise rock and, very 90s sounding. They have a song called Harvey Keitel, and it's actually really good. Um, I seem to remember is I think this is a band where some of the members are from Trás-os-Montes in Portugal, behind the mountains. I could be mistaken, but I do know I have a couple of Portuguese bands in my collection, and one of them is kind of partially from Trás-os-Montes. Maybe it's this band, I don't remember, but really good music. If you like your kind of slightly noisy alternative rock with a bit of a 90s sound to it, this is excellent stuff. Um, and then this has been more than a year, I think. This is Warning, Watching from a Distance. Very, very heavy and slow, but I mean, not like extremely slow. Doom metal with very emotional vocals. Just some great songs, like slow songs, slow riffs, and I I have spoken to some people who like this, who say that they use this particular album as therapy. If they feel down, uh, they listen to it and they live out the melancholy through the music. And it is that kind of music, very, very sad, very melancholic, emotional doom metal. And it's really, really, really good. If you like doom metal, check him out. I would say it's traditional doom metal. Okay, now three albums that I don't remember what they sound like. Now, this is a bit tricky because for the most part, even with the albums, I don't remember exactly what they sound like. I still have an idea of at least the genre, right? And this again probably because I listen to everything I have. There are, you know, some albums that I don't even remember what the genre is. But this one here, I do remember what the genre is. This is Gun Barrel Battle Tested. It's straight up traditional heavy metal. But I don't remember uh, what the individual songs sound like. I do seem to remember that it's kind of mid-paced, but with some really tasty riffs. That's all I remember. I know what it's doing in my collection. I blind bought it on many, 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 many years ago in a electronics shop called Fona. They've gone out of business, but they had like a corner that was dedicated to metal and hard rock and hardcore punk and that stuff, and they had like crazy deals. So I probably paid 5 Danish kroner for this one. So I definitely know what it's doing in my collection. And I do remember that I like this very much. Up next, we have this one here, Rated X. That's the band, and it's called Rock Blooded. Um, Again, I have a vague idea what this sounds like, and this is an album I listen to every couple of years. It's hard rock, trad metal hard rock, and it's fun, but it's not brilliant, but it's enjoyable to listen to every now and then. It's a little bit, I think the songs are just a little bit slower than they should have been, and that's all I remember. That and still thinking it's pretty decent and a fun listen. Um, Believe it or not, this was a blind buy too. It was very cheap, and the cover artwork was so bad that it was kind of good. You know what I mean? And it actually piqued my interest. Uh, I didn't have high expectations, and maybe that's why I actually find it enjoyable. Because this is not great music, and I don't know for what it's worth. It's silver label right there. So there you go. And the last one is one of those rare ones that I don't even remember what it sounds like. And it's this one here, Task Force Forbidden Fruit. And I only bought this one within the last couple of years. And I have listened to it, um, but I don't remember what it sounds like. I remember liking it because if I didn't, I wouldn't have it in my hands right now. I would have passed it on. So there you go. Some stuff that yeah, maybe I should reconnect with it. So I think I'm gonna listen to these, uh, all of them, maybe even the power mat. And then I think I might come back, do a part 2 of this video at some point. Come back and, just talk a little bit more about these releases. I don't know. That might be interesting. Will be interesting for me anyhow. Thanks for watching.